Good morning, kids. And we continue the chapter that is lesson number 5, acid, bases, and salts. And we were dealing with 5.3 neutralization reactions. And in that category, we have covered about some of the naturally existing acids. These naturally existing acids are mentioned. These naturally existing acids they have discussed. Please keep your mic off. Okay, Anjali, keep it off. Okay. And here we have covered about those acids. On page number 50, there was this table which we have discussed that speaks about many acids. For example, acetic acid, formic acid, citric acid, all of them we have discussed, right? Along with that, this concept appeared to our mind yesterday in the class. Like, do we have some of the natural bases also? Yes, we do. So, some of the natural bases names we are going to write down because they are not mentioned directly in the book. So, naturally existing bases. There are these DNA, we know that inside the cell, DNA or chromosomes we have heard of, kids? Chromosomes, DNA, no. At least we have heard that we receive or we get the characters from our parents. Yeah. So those characters basically we get from the chromosomes. And chromosomes definitely will be having DNA, that is deoxyribonucleic acid. As the name indicates, nucleic acid, most of them are acidic in nature, inside our body itself. There we have those acids, and yes, we have dilute HCl in our stomach, we know that, natural, right? But some of those amino acids, some of the acids that are present in the nucleus of the cell, they are basic in nature also. So two of the names I'm going to write down, and rest of course I'm going to tell you very clearly, like this component this chalk is made up of. Same way we have these rocks under the sea, carbonate rocks. Bicarbonate is soluble in water. Once you boil water, here itself I'm telling you about Rajasthan, water is really very hard, and if you happen to get to some of your hometown, somewhere in the village, and there you take water and you boil it, the hand pump water specifically will be very hard. Hard means after touching you won't feel it as hard, but if you boil it, and after boiling it very hard, boil it completely, very strongly boil it, give it a boil and keep it for around 2 minutes or 3 minutes, then allow it to cool down, remove water from the vessel. Slowly you remove water from the vessel and allow the vessel to cool down. You will see that at the base of the vessel there will be this white layer. So much of this you can say the chalk dissolved in water. That is actually the bicarbonate, meetha soda that we eat at home, sodium bicarbonate, khane ka soda. So that means these are naturally occurring compounds which are basic in nature. Okay, let's write down a few of the names over there. Some of the amino acids and names also I'm mentioning. Only these two you keep even if you want to go to the example. Amino acids like lysine and histidine. If this is going too difficult, you may leave this and you can remember these what I'm writing right now. Carbonates, like those of the chalk I'm putting in my hand, and the white rocks, the tuna you say in Hindi, all of them are naturally occurring. Carbonates, phosphates, sulfates, and the nitrogenous waste from our body. Our body basically utilizes the food and oxygen, breaks down the food, releases energy and also releases waste. बेटा नाइट्रोजन का वेस्ट वो तो नेचुरली है ना बॉडी में हो रहा है, दैट इज यूरिया. So these nitrogenous waste, most of them are basic in nature. Okay, alkaline you can say or basic in nature. So nitrogen compounds. Nitrogen compounds like ammonia and urea. Beta, in our body, the waste generated is basically urea, and in the body of fish, the waste generated is actually ammonia. This is amino acid, AMINO. This term is new to you. Amino acid. These acids basically form the protein inside our body. Protein kya? Like we have covered previously also, protein is all the structures in our body. Your muscles, your hands, your legs, your eyes, your digestive system, your circulatory system, wherever the structure is there, the structure is actually made up of protein. And to make that protein in the body, we need amino acids. Okay? If this first line is going difficult to you, I will again repeat. These you keep in mind. All of them are naturally occurring bases. Okay? Now I want my kids to open page number 57. Page number 57. Usually we don't have a look at those things which are given at the end of the chapter. But if you see very carefully, it speaks about, in the case of extended learning, the first part of it, it is speaking about beetroot. Beetroot. That means beetroot as indicator. Beetroot as indicator.
Ma'am, what is the page number?
What is the
Page number?
Page number 57. Page number 57, just below where the questions are ending up, and it says extended learning. Extended learning. So you should know from which part of the chapter we are taking up, otherwise I'll teach and you will not know which part of the chapter it is written, right? So there in the first two questions, beta, they are writing it very clearly. In the first point, they are asking us to use for beetroot, and in the second question, they are asking us to use red cabbage. To tell you the fact, in India, usually we don't get red cabbage, we always get green cabbage. So that of course we can read and write. But beetroot is very common. It's very easily available here in a cooperative store and outside market. So from there also you can make an indicator after cutting and chopping it and boiling it a little bit, and you will get the color. And you can test it with acid and base. So let us see the changes they create. The changes they create basically. Now this beetroot, it contains one particular component, anthocyanin. But that will be like too big for you. So forget about the component in it. Let's see the color change. In acid and in base, how it happens. In acid, it's color, and in case of base. So in case of acid, it remains basically no change, you can say, or it remains purple. No change, or it remains purple. But in case of base, it turns yellow. This you can do at home, making the indicator. And from where you will get the acid? I told you as previously also, you may be having vinegar. I don't have vinegar at home, ma'am, but I may be having lemon juice. right? Lemon juice is acidic. Clear? So that can be used. Base. If from soap you are not getting the proper results, you better dissolve a pinch of soda, meetha soda in water and use it immediately. That will give you the results for a base. Right? And in case of red cabbage, again acid and base. In acid, it usually remains red only, and here it goes bluish green. A greenish blue, you can say, just like the peacock color we say, no, in usual terms, regular day-to-day life we call it as that way too. So if you just want to remember their color changes, it is very easy to understand that either beetroot or red cabbage, they usually do not change their color in acid, just like that of turmeric. Is it not? Just like turmeric, these natural indicators, they are not changing the color there. It's either ways. It's either ways. You can take the base and add a few drops of indicator to that. That will be better. You always do that. Okay? So just try to correlate. Just try to correlate turmeric with these two. In acids, they usually remain the same. Red cabbage color remains red, and here it remains the same way, deep purple. But if you are exposing them to base, in case of turmeric, it had turned red. You can recollect that. And in case of beetroot, it will turn yellow. In case of red cabbage, the red will turn more and more towards bluish green. Or it may be more of green color and less of blue. That also happens depending on the base. But the range will be, of course, you can get that color bluish green or greenish blue color there. Okay? Why I am telling you both the shades? Because once you go to the higher classes, you will come to know that that one is actually that. Please note it down fast.
Noted, ma'am.
Noted, ma'am. Noted, ma'am.
Noted, ma'am. Noted, ma'am. Done, ma'am.
Ma'am.
Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. So we can correlate now the different color changes, and let's move ahead, understanding a few more interesting things. And we are going to move forward for the next heading, that is 5.4, neutralization in everyday life. Neutralization in day-to-day life. Okay. The first example of it is indigestion. The first example. And now from where are we coming? We are covering it from page number 55. Page number 55.
Ma'am, we eat eno.
The first one is indigestion. See, there are many causes for indigestion. That may be, of course, that's what in Hindi we may call it as pet kharab hona. So there are many reasons for it. But the first thing is, here we are supposed to understand, indigestion in our chapter, we are going to read only on the basis of presence of excess acid. In digestion, we have many causes. This is one we are reading about here. That is increase in acid in the stomach. Now, how this acid basically increases in the stomach? See, at times it happens that we don't eat food in time. And due to that, what happens? The function of the stomach goes on, it keeps on secreting little and little amount of acid per minute. Like right now also when you are studying and I'm teaching, it's been done in our body. Now, if there is no food, that means if you have not taken a proper breakfast, then it is going to rise up in the stomach. What is this thing we are talking about breakfast here? Why only breakfast I had mentioned? The term itself says break the fast, right? You have eaten up the last meal or dinner at a stretch by 10 o'clock. 10 बजे तक तो सब खाना खा ही लेते हैं. After 10, you are waking up in the morning. For the classes, your classes are beginning from 7:45. Just imagine how many hours are there. Almost like 9 hours have gone. And you have not put in anything in your stomach. So that is actually a fast of like 8, 9 to 10 hours. So my request to you is that before joining the classes, wake up a little bit early, half an hour early maybe, have something, eat something, take milk and then start taking up the classes. Okay? Study is important, but putting food in your tummy is equally important. What if we don't do that? We are kids of 7th standard, we don't do that, we will also have the same problem as the adults will have. What will be the problem in case of adults? The adults will also have the same acidity problem. Today I have my office, my work, my this, my that, and I have not taken up the food. For example, it is 10 o'clock, 12 in the noon, and nothing has gone into tummy, maybe of your mother, of your father, or anybody adult. Then also, the same problem, acid level will rise up in the stomach. And that increase in acidity, it is not going to create indigestion in a single day. If we are continuing that for many days now, then the stomach starts becoming upset. And what is the solution to that? First thing, of course, if you don't want to take any medicine, better it is to take lots and lots of water. It is going to wash away, you can say, all the acidity. But if the acid is in more amount, you know very well that in stomach, which acid is generated, by the way? Let me get the answer from my kids. The acid that is released in the stomach, it is
HCl.
it is HCl or hydrochloric acid. Acid. Now, try and answer one thing. That HCl or hydrochloric acid secreted in the stomach is dilute or concentrated?
Ma'am, dilute.
Has to
Concentrated.
Oh boy.
Ma'am, concentrated to digest food.
Wait.
Ma'am, dilute.
Wait. Before I give you the answer, let's go back to yesterday's class when we were discussing about HCl, H2SO4, HNO3. I told you that these three are known as mineral acids, or in Hindi we call them as tezab. Then I gave you the example that one child was asking to perform an experiment with concentrated acid. I denied because concentrated acids burn. If they fall, a single drop falls on the skin, it is going to burn it. Now try to give me the answer. It is secreted in our own stomach.
Ma'am, dilute.
Yes. Will it be concentrated? Can it be concentrated?
No, ma'am.
No.
No, ma'am, it is dilute.
Yeah, bacha, it has to be dilute. If it is concentrated, it is going to burn the stomach itself. Now, instead of being dilute, if it remains there for a long period of time, that means you're not putting food in that to work on. If food is not there and acid continuously being secreted, then what will happen? Again, excess of acid starts damaging the lining of the cell itself. Dilute acid standing near to the cell is also dangerous. So make sure of one thing, that these acids which are secreted anywhere in the body, if they are present, they are always in dilute form. Okay? Now once this acid is increased and it is not going down even with water, what to do? Here we need to take up antacid. Now in day-to-day life, you must have seen many ads on television also, that if you take Eno, the acidity will go off immediately. Is it right? Yes. What does Eno contain basically? Eno basically contains a base, that is, you can say that.
Base.
Huh?
Ma'am, it contains base.
It contains waste.
No, ma'am, base. Base.
Yeah, base. It contains a base, and that base is almost like similar, you can say, to that of the soda that we have at home, Mika soda, sodium bicarbonate. Okay, either this or in some of the places you get soda water also. That also can nullify the acidity in the stomach for the time being. But if it is like a constant practice in your body, then what happens? That constant practice is going to continuously keep the acid level high in your stomach. Then in that case, you need to take a proper antacid. It is actually known as milk of magnesia. The compound that is present in that is magnesium hydroxide. And we all know that the surname hydroxide means it is a base. Magnesium hydroxide is present in the form of suspension. You must have seen those digestive solutions given to your parents. One or the other, somebody must be there in the family who must have got that, because here we have that acidity problem very common. So it's written on the prescription that you're supposed to shake it well before using it. Diagene. This Diagene you have heard of, that bottle, pink color bottle Diagene.
Yes, ma'am.
That also will be having milk of magnesia in it. The liquid will come on the surface and the solids will remain at the base, and before drinking it, before taking it into the spoon, you are supposed to shake it so that all the contents they mix up. And how the taste is almost like that of toothpaste. Base. Toothpaste is also basic in nature. And if you want to go for a proper basic toothpaste, proper base if you want, this Colgate White is actually properly, you can take, if you want to take up the, yeah, it can be of any flavor, but toothpastes are generally basic in nature, and that too if you want to test for a base at home, and if you have this Colgate White at home, that will give you a proper test of a base. So that also we can use as a base. So here coming down to this, what we have covered today, that if the acidity increases in stomach, it has to be nullified. It has to be neutralized, and that will be neutralized with the help of a base. And in general, that base can be, of course, it can be Eno, it can be the soda water. And if neither of them is there near to us, we can take a lot of water. A lot of water is going to dilute the acid in the stomach for the time being. But yeah, we need to consult doctor, and the doctors are going to give us that syrup which contains milk of magnesia. And milk of magnesia basically has, what is the name of the milk of magnesia? Is the common name. And what is the actual name of it? The actual name is actually magnesium hydroxide. I am going to write down its formula also. Okay, so let's do that for this one today. Inhalation. too much of acid in the stomach causes indigestion. Indigestion. We may take to neutralize its effect. We may take milk of magnesia. That is magnesium hydroxide. And its formula also I am writing up here. MgOH or twice. Wherever in the name you have hydroxide, that means it is a base. Okay? And in the formula OH, milk of magnesia. Utilize its effect, we can take milk of magnesia, which is a base. Okay? So certain terms are important in my explanation. Is it necessary for me to write down the same language in the exam? No. The concept should be same. First, excess of acid causes indigestion. Next, I am adding milk of magnesia, and milk of magnesia basically is magnesium hydroxide, and that is actually basic in nature. Take a screenshot if you have not written.
Noted, ma'am.
That's all from my side, kids. Thank you. Happy learning. Stay safe.
Thank you, ma'am.